Hello everyone, I am Left, and welcome back to a new video today, where in this video I'm going to be talking to you guys about the concept of rotations. So what is a rotation? Simply put, a rotation in Vainglory is your hero making a meaningful movement from point A to point B. So if your mid laner moves to take his crystal buff as it spawns, he has just made a rotation. Did you go to shop and then back to your lane? That's also a rotation. Rotation is a very broad term in Vainglory. There are many different kinds, and whether they are good or bad depends on your timing, skill, and team coordination. For this video, I'll be showing you guys in commoners terms what the different types of rotations are, and giving you a loose idea of when you should and should not make them. So let's begin by drawing the Sovereign's Rise in Microsoft Paint. So the first type of rotation is called a neutral rotation. This can be done solo or with a teammate. A neutral rotation is one that only gains your team things that they were already yours, and they do not collide with enemies. A good example of this would be the top laner, the top laner going to shop, and then going back to his lane. That's a neutral rotation right there. Or maybe the bot laner and the jungler have just taken their own jungle, they go here, and then here, and then here, and then they move all the way back to the bot lane. That's another example of a neutral rotation. They happen so often that you usually can't count them or notice them in a game. It's better not to think about neutral rotations and just let them happen unconsciously. So the second type of rotation is called an offensive rotation. Let me just clear these quick. Okay, there we go. So the second type of rotation is called an offensive rotation. Offensive rotations are what make the game interesting. If, as a mid laner, you and your support move to steal the enemy's crystal buff, where's my mouse? So you go here and as a couple and you steal the crystal buff here. That was an offensive rotation. You can make these alone or with one or more teammates. You should try not to make them alone, however, unless you are absolutely sure that there are no enemies near your target. Or if your target is an enemy laner, say, you want to kill the enemy bot laner up here, from the mid lane, you go all the way up here and work with your top laner to kill them. You want to make sure that their jungler and support are not waiting in this bush right here waiting to kill you. So you should always be careful when you're trying to make an offensive rotation by yourself, because botching an offensive rotation typically gives the enemy a free one of the same kind into your jungle. See, if you die here, if two or more people die here trying to make an offensive rotation on the bot laner, then they get all of this for free because it's probably spawning soon, if that makes sense to you guys. So, say, here's an example of a safe offensive rotation. You are your team's top laner right here, and you've just killed their bot laner. Boom. So a safe offensive rotation you can make is going this way into their jungle and stealing the weapon buff. But before you do that, you look at the minimap and you see that their jungler is in mid lane, so is their support, and so is the mid laner. All three of them are in mid lane trying to push on your mid laner, so you know that it's safe and open here to go and try to take their weapon buff. So the last type of rotation is a defensive one. A defensive rotation is very simple. It's called that because it's just a move by your team to defend against an offensive rotation of another team. If your top laner comes to the CP buff while the enemies are trying to take it, like this, and there's a big fight around the CP buff, say the mid laner and support are trying to take it at level 1. Your top laner just made a defensive rotation, and now the fight is 3v2. And you guys will probably end up taking the CP buff. So that's what a defensive rotation is. This video kind of ended up being more complicated than I meant it to be, but thanks for watching anyways. Let me know if this video was helpful in the comments below. Once again, this video was made possible by all of you. Let me know if it helped you understand rotations, especially my one current patron, Abful. If you'd like to become a patron of mine, the link is in the description. You'll get all sorts of cool stuff like a private chat in my Discord server, the ability to create your own video of mine, and even a coaching session from me each month for free. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something useful about Vainglory, and if you did, I'll see you in the next video.